The story of Ravan did not end. After the war of Ramayan, the life of Ravan, the story of Ravan continued. So Ravan did not die in the Ramayana war. So
For sure.
Ramayan is very powerful for our society, for our people, for you and me, because it is our story, it tells us who we are.
Did you come across some secrets or facts that could not make it to the book? Would you like to share some of them?
Many secrets I've come across. It is very wrong for us human beings, modern day people, to think that the past people were less advanced. It's wrong.
Valmiki's Ramayana was written a long time after Ravan's death. Do you believe there were, the history is not being told the way it should have been? Was it biased towards Ram? Was Ravan not shown properly? Do you feel that? Do you think there existed a time where humans and serpents coexisted together? Indians use swastik symbols. Are they connected to Nazis?
So Europe and India has a lot of connections. It's the old world. There are stories, unbelievable number of stories that has traveled with time.
Was Patanjali a man or a woman? What is your take? Okay, welcome ma'am, welcome to Exploring Personalities. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for having me on your show.
It is a pleasure.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, what are you reading these days?
I am doing research for my next book.
Okay. So, the next one, the work is already started.
One is, it's too early to talk about it. There are multiple things that are going on. Many books are on its way, yes.
So, you write mythological fiction, but
Yeah.
what are the genres that you personally love to read?
I love psychological thrillers. I love thrillers basically, and drama is a little bit too dragging, not my thing. But I like thrillers and mysteries. Mysteries are keeps me hooked to the book stories. So thrillers and mysteries are my favorite.
Okay. Last day I was talking to an author, and she was telling me whenever you cannot, think, what should I read? Thriller is your go-to book. You should always go to thrillers. Read them.
If I find time, yes, that would do it. That's what I would do it. But writing itself, I should be very careful what I read because that will affect what I write. So it's very
Wow,
important.
right.
Yes, so it's very important. When I'm writing, I tend not to read others' work. So I try to fix to my own work. So when I'm not
Wow.
writing, then is the time for me to read.
That's a great advice actually. I mean, if someone is starting their journey into writing, write the stuff. No, read the stuff that you want to write.
Exactly. That works for me. I don't know about other authors, that works for me. I'm talking about my experience. I don't know how others do. So it's very difficult. If I read some other genre, that somehow I've noticed it affects my writing.
Okay. So, ma'am, in today's podcast, we would be talking about uh, Ramayan as a subject, and not just the boring stuff. We would talk about very interesting stuffs. I read your book. There were amazing questions. I had a list of questions. It could go more than 40 questions, but I think we cannot cover all in a single podcast. Maybe we can do another one. But I'll start with these questions. I read it in the book. There was a mention that in a temple, there are 6 levels, if we can call that, doors or levels. So, do you think there are many temples in India or maybe abroad which hold deep secrets?
Before I answer your question, I just have to say that the Asura's Curse, I'm so grateful for my publisher, Shrishti, and Arup, Alisha, Stuti, and my literary agent Suhail Mathur, all these people, without them, the book wouldn't have been where it is today. You wouldn't have been able to read it if not for all these people. So I would
Wow.
like to thank them for their contribution and their support. It means a lot to
Okay.
me. Now, to answer your question, these temples, it's amazing. Six-floor temple is the one in Dwaraka, I think. I guess you're referring to. So Dwaraka is a six-floor temple. Just imagine in the past they had built a six-floor temple. So that must be fascinating to be there. So if you don't mind, can you just repeat the question, what you said?
So I was saying that I believe, and your book also mentioned, that there are deeper secrets hidden away in the ancient temples.
Yeah.
Is that right? Do ancient temples have the secrets that are yet to be unfolded?
Many, I believe, a lot of them. Just imagine every sculpture would have a story to tell. Why is the sculpture done as this way? And what is the story behind? Many, many things are hidden down. And we know about temples in India that has secret wallets, treasures hidden in the
Definitely. Right.
yes, and to open it you need to have some. This is all mystery. I think we haven't explored everything what was in the past. There's a lot to find out, and these temples talk a lot. If you just stand there and look at those temples, those sculptures, those pillars, each one tells story. If you hear carefully, if you imagine, and how much do we know? How much is lost? So there's a lot to explore. And
Wow.
and
Wow.
this six the temple that is referred in the Asura Curse is in Sri Lanka. So there are temples across in South Asia. So there's some that particular archaeological site which is referred to in the Asura Curse was in Sri Lanka, but we have it in India also, the Dwaraka, like I said.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
any temple
Like
for that matter, yes, please go on.
No, you please continue. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay, that's fine. I'm done. Now it's your turn.
Okay. So along the conversations, we are going to have many laughs like this. So you were talking about exploration, and in the book itself, a lot of talk is going on about archaeological excavation, underwater excavations, to be precise. So I personally feel, and I want to know your point of view, if government funded these excavations more, would there be possibility of finding great treasures, secrets, in the sea or other places as well?
That's a very interesting question, and that's exactly the reason why the government doesn't want to do it. Just think,
Seriously.
just think about it. A lost civilization is found. What would happen to the mindset of the people? And you say that some discovery that could change the belief system of today's India. What would happen to people? I guess there'll be
Everything
a
would
lot
be
of
shaken.
chaos. So what the government allows and what is discovered, whether it should go in the news and how it should be presented to the public, is a big thing. What should be controlled and what should not be controlled? Just imagine, it's a propaganda. It's like the government, the current ruling power could be affected if something comes out. That is one thing. And the second thing is, if you think of India, India is densely populated across. So there could be an archaeological site just under the field where you're sitting at the moment. There could be one. And
Okay.
in order to dig there, they should say, please vacate. And if you vacate, where would you go? And there's a city probably, or a group of people, a street, people are living there. So it's not easy also. Maybe underwater also. Underwater archaeology is a very sophisticated thing. So there's a lot of risk, there's a lot of things that you need to carefully plan, do. Yes, but there are hidden stories everywhere.
Okay, okay, that's a thoughtful answer. I did not expected that actually. Usually, when when we ask questions like this,
Yeah.
the guests or anybody has opinions that are biased. Either they would blame the government, they are not doing the work, but they would not tell it in a way that's logical. Thank you so much for answering it that way. I'm really impressed actually.
There's just one thing I would like to add to that. See, the whole concept of mythology. What is
Mm-hmm.
mythology? Mythology is memories. Okay,
Okay.
popular belief. The definition of mythology is popular belief.
Mm-hmm.
So what I write in my books is I give it a scientific angle instead of fantasy. I don't want to see it
Mm-hmm.
as a fantasy. I want to see
Okay.
mythology as a oral contribution that has been with people from generations.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The storytelling that has been passed from generations, what our ancestors have passed over
Mm-hmm.
and what they want to tell
Mm-hmm.
us. That's what
Mm-hmm.
mythology for me. So I'm very happy to explore it from a scientific point of view. And that's why my protagonist is the archaeologist.
Oh, wow. Wow. He is an amazing character, by the way. I completed the entire book and I was like, wow. I was getting the hints like maybe he is the Ram of the modern India.
Okay, that's
Okay.
interesting.
But again, people will have to read the book to get the context. We are dropping a little hints here and there so that they'll be compelled to read the entire thing.
That's how I see it. If I go to India and if I look at the temples, or if I think about Ravan, if I think about Ram, so I think I imagine them to be real people, not
Wow.
superpower, not superhuman beings, but real. So when you look at them from real and from a scientific point of view, then you see things completely different.
Mm-hmm.
They must have
Mm-hmm.
walked
Mm-hmm.
on India many years back. So if
Mm-hmm.
people still remember Ramayan that was written how many years back, and when exactly did Ram live in India, how many
Mm-hmm.
thousands of years back, and even today it fascinates me. We're sitting here talking about it.
Right.
So there must be something, correct? Otherwise,
Right.
stories just disappear like this in a moment. If it's not
Mm-hmm.
interesting, if it doesn't reach people, it just disappears. How many stories we
Mm-hmm.
don't know? How many books we don't read?
Right.
So
For sure.
Ramayan is very powerful for our
Mm-hmm.
society, for our people,
Mm-hmm.
for you and
Mm-hmm.
me, because it is our story, tells us who we are.
Right. Definitely. Definitely. Also, we would come to Ravan. The way you have presented Ravan is amazing, and that's a very different angle, to which Ravan is, portrayed. You have tried to portray him in a different angle. We'll come to that, but a lots of questions before that. Um, we talked about excavations and everything. Uh, there is a mention of Takshila, Takshila and Nalanda, and the Turkish rulers destroyed them. Tell me more about Takshila and the time that was, and how how great a civilization that would have been. About Ashoka, you can tell me, please, if you can share your views.
Takshila is the name, English name. So the original name is called Takshashila,
Okay.
Takshashila. That's how it is referred to as. Where is Takshashila? Takshashila is located in a very crucial strategic location. If you think
Mm-hmm.
about it, it is today in Pakistan, yeah? Today's Pakistan.
Okay.
And in the past it was India, obviously. So
Mm-hmm.
Takshashila is a ancient university which was at its time very powerful, and it just like today's, which is the university that is very like Harvard in US, that
Right.
kind of university we had in India at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And the location, like I said, makes it very difficult
Mm-hmm.
for for its survival, because we had a lot of people invading in India. So Takshashila was
Right.
like an entrance gate. So
Mm-hmm.
the invaders, if they conquer Takshashila, they conquered India.
Okay.
Think of it that way. If you conquer
Okay.
university, you conquer the minds of people, where the
Wow.
intellectual property, the knowledge base, so to call
Mm-hmm.
it. Okay, so Takshashila was very close to Afghanistan. It was close to Central Asia. It was close to Europe. Okay, so and Middle East and the Arab invaders, the Turks.
Okay.
Actually, the Takshashila was, Chanakya was there. Many people. Chanakya is the famous teacher of Takshashila. He
Right.
studied there, and he was a
Right.
teacher there. So Takshashila was down when the conquerors had conquered. Alexander the Great was there.
Mm-hmm.
So when Takshashila went down to Huns, Huns are the people who invaded India, and they were from Central Asia. And Takshashila was, during the time of Ashoka the Great, he moved the university to Nalanda. So Nalanda was in a different location, much better protected by Ashoka, and he moved, and all the library was apparently moved there. If you read my first book, like The Radiant Sun, I have detailed about Nalanda University and how people
Okay.
protected the manuscripts and the ancient knowledge. So this is very interesting. So Takshashila went down and Nalanda came up. And that was all done by Ashoka the Great to protect the knowledge. After the Kalinga War, you know the famous story where Ashoka
Right.
regretted war and he wanted peace. So he decided to bring up this university and teach people peace, and Buddhism and all this came up over there. That's how it is.
Wow, this is amazing. History is full of mysteries. The more we dig, the more we find.
Yes.
So we are talking about Ashoka, and if we talk about Ashoka and we do not talk about the Navratnas, or like you mentioned, Sangha, that won't be appropriate. So tell me about the Navratnas.
Every court, every king had advisors in their court, and so did Ashoka as well. So it is written somewhere, it is mentioned that he called them Navaratna. What is Navaratna? Navaratna is 9 precious stones. So he called them 9 precious stones. So these are the people that helped him protect. Now it is up to you and me to see, what did he protect? Who are these people? What did they do, and why did they do what they did? So this a mystery author like me will think about it in different angles and come up with stories. That's what I did.
Right. So what do you believe personally? Is it a fact or is it a myth? The secret society, the Navratnas, the Sangha.
Again, when you say myth, Ankit, myth is, what do you mean by myth? Myth is a made up story, or myth is what the popular belief. There's 2 definitions for myth.
Okay. I would say a fake story.
Sorry?
The myth I'm talking about, it's a fake story.
Okay, so I would call myth as a memory. So it's memory. So somewhere deep down people's mind, it's still there. So I would say there was something to that. I don't consider, if it's written there somewhere that Ashoka did have Navaratnas, then I would like to think it as fact.
Okay. Do you believe they still exist?
Why not?
Wow.
Why not? We still have manuscripts. We still have ancient things that there is some people, good people, I would call them, who wants to do good things. They want to protect. They want peace. They want to make sure that the ancient knowledge doesn't go to wrong hands and it is not misused. So I believe in positiveness. I think people exist.
Okay.
Don't you think so? What's your take on this? What do you think? Sangha exists?
I believe they exist, and it would be amazing if I get to interview any one of them someday.
Yeah, me too. Call me.
Definitely. But maybe, it would never be uploaded because they always want to stay in the shadows.
Correct.
Right. Right. So we are talking about Ramayan, and if you don't talk about Valmiki Ramayan, then it's incomplete. I mean, it's the most popular version of Ramayan. So why do you feel that Valmiki Ramayan is the most popular version?
First of all, it's a classic. So, with all regards to Valmiki, he's done a great job. It's a great piece of work.
Okay.
It's a great literature, no doubt about it. So, having said that, why is it popular? Marketing, having the
Okay.
right people support,
Okay.
sponsor us in modern
Mm-hmm.
terms, and having the right story at the right time. And it is
Okay.
what the society wanted to believe, and he gave them what they wanted to believe.
Mm-hmm.
Could be anything.
Wow.
What's your take? What do you think?
I don't know. Like, I am very confused about it. I mean, there are so many versions of Ramayana written, and they are still being written now as well. But how and why Valmiki's Ramayana? I don't know. Maybe God's grace.
I believe it's marketing. It's done
Mm-hmm.
by people who wanted to promote it, and they did a great job. Why not?
So marketing is not a new concept, right?
Absolutely not. There's always been marketing. You can call it propaganda, you can call it whatever you want. So, people,
Mm-hmm.
there's a huge force of people who push things in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Okay. Okay. Also, Valmiki's Ramayana was written a long time after Ravan's death. Do you believe there were, the history is not being told the way it should have been? Was it biased towards Ram? Was Ravan not shown properly? Do you feel that?
It's all about power and perspective. Power,
Okay.
perspective. Storytelling is
Okay.
perspective. When you tell a story, you say it
Mm-hmm.
from certain point of view, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so did Valmiki also, in my opinion. So it
Okay.
was told, so there was a hero and there has to be a villain, the old concept. Whether
Mm-hmm.
Ravan was really like that, I doubt, and that's why the Asura Curse was born. When I was young, when I used to live in India, I used to see this effigies of Ravan burnt, and I was
Right.
thinking, poor guy. I mean, he lived thousands of years back, and today also good versus evil, bad versus good, whatever they call, and they keep burning his effigy. I feel very sorry for him. So, so I don't think anybody, for that matter, as a hero or a villain. I think our philosophy tells us that it is the karma that you
Mm-hmm.
do, good or bad karma, based on
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
actions
Right.
that you take, makes you good or bad. So I
Mm-hmm.
think Ravan did what he did. He had his reasons. He didn't do. Maybe he didn't have much choice, so he had to do. The conquerors were coming from the north. Aryans, they wanted to conquer Lanka. Lanka was very powerful at that time. How does he protect his kingdom? How does he protect? So
Okay. Okay. So storytelling is
so they made him mad. This is storytelling.
Uh, I,
What
I
what,
believe
what do you think
that
of
good
Ram?
and evil at
What's your
that time
take?
as well existed not just as a single entity, but everyone had both aspects in them, be it good or evil. Like Ravan did some great things, gave so much to our culture, be it in the music, be it in the literature and everything. So portraying him just as a bad thing, that's not good. I believe everyone has something positive in them, and we should over the time uh, start leaving the negative and apply taking in the we should take in the positive. I believe that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what is
Mm-hmm.
even in the Mahabharata. If you look at Mahabharata carefully, there's no hero or villain.
Mm-hmm.
All the characters, all the Pandavas go through good times,
Mm-hmm.
bad times.
Mm-hmm.
They have their own character, which is so much larger than life. like you and me, like
Okay.
we do bad things because we are compelled to do certain things. That's what Ravan did also. So I see him as a human
Mm-hmm.
being. I see him as a
Mm-hmm.
person who did wrong
Wow.
for
Right.
reasons
Right.
and who regretted. That's how I see it. So we need to give a voice to such people as well. And mind you,
Definitely.
these people have greater storytelling than the heroes and the winners, you know. The one who defeated has
Mm-hmm.
more stories and more questions to ask
Definitely.
than the one
Definitely.
who's
Now,
won.
I would like to ask you. Now, you
So
have also mentioned
that's my take.
Mahabharata. We are talking about Ramayana. So, the writers of these epics, were they, so advanced that they had, they were, when they were writing, they predicted the flying machines and everything, or did it really happen? Did it happen at that time and they wrote that? So my question is, were they predicting while they were writing that in the future there would be aeroplanes, like Vaimanika Shastra, it was there, or was it happening in real and they were just writing it down?
You know, it is very wrong for us human beings, modern day people, to
Mm-hmm.
think that the
Mm-hmm.
past people were less advanced. It's wrong.
Okay.
Just because we have internet, we have mobile phone, we have cars, we have television, and they didn't have in the past, it doesn't mean that people in the past were less advanced.
Okay.
They were advanced in their own way. Just think about mind, body, soul. They knew so much about psychology of mind. Just think about it. Today,
Mm-hmm.
modern man, they're so advanced. Are we happy? Are we all so happy that we have a mobile phone and
Mm-hmm.
mobile phone makes me happy? So,
Mm-hmm.
so where did this meditation, yoga, all this culture come from? From the past, right?
Right.
Which is so modern even today in Europe also, not only in India, across the globe.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
Yoga, meditation, people knew in the past how to control mind. Even today, we are struggling so much to control the
Mm-hmm.
mind.
Mm-hmm.
So it's wrong to
Mm-hmm.
say that the past was less advanced. It's wrong because we don't
Okay.
understand. What we
Okay.
know is very few. Now, back to your question, Ramayana, Mahabharata, they talk about advanced mythology. They see the future.
Mm-hmm.
No, my take, my answer would be no. They saw what they
Okay.
saw in the sky.
Okay.
They looked up the sky and they saw there's something flying there. So,
Okay.
and they wrote down. That's my take. So there was flying
Okay.
machine in the past. Maybe it's lost. Maybe we don't know much about it. And that's why it's my effort to see that through Vaimanika Shastra. Vaimanika Shastra exists. So manuscript was written.
Wow.
So I
Mm-hmm.
think they saw and they wrote down what they saw. That's my take.
Wow. Wow. I feel, I completely agree with you. What I feel is whatever has existed will exist and has been existing. Different chunks of time, it is being like it has already happened. We are rediscovering it, and somebody will rediscover it again in the future. I believe that.
Exactly. And you know, whatever we have today, mobile phones, what we have today, maybe 100 years from now, there'll be different technology. And these mobile phones
Mm-hmm.
will not survive that long. So it'll be lost. That's
Mm-hmm.
another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Due to the weather
Mm-hmm.
condition, the climate,
Mm-hmm.
it's lost, correct? So we have lost many
Mm-hmm.
things
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in the past
Right.
also.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's my take.
Wow, this is amazing. We talked about yoga, we talked about Vaimanika Shastra. So I think we should talk about Patanjali as well. Patanjali is credited for the Yoga Sutras.
Yes.
There is an interesting thing you wrote in the book. When he died, when the skeletons were found, it people don't know. They have a doubt. Was Patanjali a man or a woman? What is your take?
That's what the archaeologists discovered. Exactly the way it's written. And that's true. That's what I
Okay.
found during my research. So they found that,
Okay.
that they knew that he was arrested, and when they opened it, they found the skeleton there and they did a DNA, and it was of a female. So what is your take? Well, what do you think? In the past, one thing is for sure, because women have always been not given due credit.
Mm-hmm.
Due credit. So women
Mm-hmm.
in the past, it's well known in the history, used to disguise themselves as male. They used to and write things. So it's quite possible Patanjali was a woman.
Wow. If we, compare it to modern day context, can it be something like ghost writing?
Exactly, it could be ghostwriting. It fits there, yes. And many musicians also, Bach is a Western classical music, and many of his tunes doesn't fit exactly with the other his composition. So they believe that his
Mm-hmm.
wife wrote many of his tunes, and he used her
Wow.
husband's name. So even in Indian literature,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting the name of one of the rishis' wife. It's during the time of
Mm-hmm.
Rig Veda, the Sapt Rishi.
Okay.
There was a woman. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but
Okay.
women are unfortunately sidelined for whatever reason. They don't get the due
Mm-hmm.
credit. So many times in the history, women take the name of men, but it could be women.
Wow, this line you wrote, it was amazing. I pondered over it for a while because until I read that, I had this concept in my mind that Patanjali was a man. Because you see the sculptures that are made, it also, I believe, in the form of a man, not in the form of a woman.
I'm a woman, so I need to bring all these things out. So women has to get their due credit, isn't it? So it's a
Definitely,
sad story
definitely.
of a woman. Women have to
Mm-hmm.
write in hiding. Unfortunate,
Mm-hmm.
even today in some
Wow.
places.
Okay. Okay, okay, okay. So while you were researching the book, I believe it must have taken a lot of time. Did you come across some secrets or facts that could not make it to the book? Would you like to share some of them?
Many, many secrets I've come across.
Okay.
What I could, but you have to write this what fits in the storyline. Probably all that I have
Mm-hmm.
discovered will come in my future books. I have
Okay.
I have discovered so many things. See, for example,
Mm-hmm.
just one thing is coming to my mind: the Nazi part of
Okay. Mm-hmm.
in the Asura's Curse.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Egon von Eichstätt, the guy, the anthropologist who is
Mm-hmm.
mentioned
Right.
in the book, is real. Okay, he really
Okay.
existed.
Okay.
He was a guy who came to India in search of people and their records and how do you call this? He did a human study, race. The racism began during that time. The brown people, the yellow people, the white people, the black people. He wanted to study that, and it led to disaster. What we saw in the Second World War, what we saw in Nazi Germany was based on this racism. So he came to Andaman Nicobar Island. There are photographs of him taking measurement of people, comparing to other people in other parts of the world. The colored skin, colored all this. This is one of the important research. And about this Nazi Germany, there's an unbelievable lot of stories. And about Vedic civilization in India, unbelievable lot of stories. About Rig Veda, about Upanishad, about Buddhist scripts, about Jain scripts.
Okay.
I can keep counting endlessly. There are so many secrets that I came across. Unknown, or many were known, many not known to that extent.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
Wow. So do we need to wait for your books to know these secrets, or is there any way we can know them?
I would say wait for my book.
Okay. 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 Makes sense. So how does research happen when an author is writing a book? What is the process?
I can talk about myself, how I do it. Okay, some certain things stick in my mind. Like for example, Ravana. Ravana's effigy gave birth to Ravana's curse. Okay, watching Ravana's effigy burn, I felt like I need to write about this book. It cannot be that. Cannot write. I love writing about underdogs. I love writing about people who have lost winners' stories are boring for me. Losers' stories are really fascinating for me.
Okay.
Because they go that extra mile to find out why did I lose? And then I start the research. So Ravana, everything about Ravanas, everything about, I want to write about this by Manika Shastra because manuscripts, I did a research. When I went to the research, I went to this in Mysore. It's my home city, very close to Bangalore. There is this Oriental Research Institute. I went there, checked for the manuscript, the palm leaf manuscript, held it in my hand. I felt like my ancestor wrote something for me. Today in the modern world, you write WhatsApp messages so easily, but in the past, they took so much trouble to produce this palm leaf, write it down. So they wanted to tell us something. What is it that my ancestors wanted to tell me? I want to know.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Would you want to know?
Definitely.
So that's where it started. That's how I do research. One after that, I go by my heart. I go by what interests me would interest someone else as well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. No, so I believe, you start at a point and then you keep connecting the dots, and maybe universe guides you with that.
Who guides me? Sorry.
Universe.
Universe, cosmos. Yeah, special power. Something's guiding me. Something's telling me. But I have lots to write. I'm not done there. Something is still there in me. I want to write a lot of books, stories like
We are
this.
waiting. We are waiting for the secrets.
Thank you. India, for my home country, from what my identity is. This is my way of saying my gratitude. I need to write this, no matter where I live. This is coming home for me.
That's patriotism.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for doing that. Now we're talking about Nazis. So how can we not talk about Adolf Hitler? So, I read it in a book that somebody wanted to promote Adolf Hitler as an avatar of Vishnu. That felt weird to me. How true is that?
Very true. That's true. The Nazis were obsessed with Aryan civilization. Okay, there is a connection basically. If you look at Sanskrit, there's an Indo-Germanic language. It's called. From the linguistic studies, the Sanskrit and German language are very closely related. So the German language parent is Sanskrit. Can you believe that? Huh?
Is it?
Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. Anyway, that so we have common interests, common lineage. So Europe and South Asia is one big landmass, one continent. So through the trade routes, through the Silk routes, information spread, information came to India, information went from India, languages went from India, languages came to India. There was a lot of influence, trade, exchange of knowledge, not just goods, but knowledge, ideas, languages, philosophies, many things. So he was obsessed with, he wanted to a narrative. Okay, you should understand that Adolf Hitler was an excellent speaker. If he spoke, he could convince his people, the mass, to follow him. He was that eloquent in German. Huh? So he wanted a narrative, he wanted a story. He wanted to say that I am going to build a new empire in Germany. And that is going to be, I'm going to get back the Aryans.
Mm-hmm.
And this Bhagavad Gita became a tool for him. He used that.
Okay.
And he had a guy called Heinrich Himmler, his right-hand man, who was obsessed with Bhagavad Gita. So there are photos of Heinrich Himmler holding Bhagavad Gita in his hand and narrating this, yada yada hi dharmasya glanirbhavati bharata abhyudanam adharmasya tadatmanam srajamyaham. Okay? Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrita dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So Krishna said, I'm going to come back. Every time there's a problem in my country, Bharat, I'm going to come back. So he used that. So he's back to fix the problems of the world. So that's a narration. And people thought that he was really somebody who could solve many problems. There's always problem in countries, people, societies. Yeah, they thought he would do that, but little did they know he had a different hidden agenda, which was really to destroy people. And you know what happened? Second World War and the destruction. So in the beginning, that's how it was, you know. So in Germany, even today, the Indian philosophy, Indian concepts, they have high regards.
Hmm. Okay. Again, it boils down to storytelling, right? We have talked
Yes.
about storytelling a lot. Hitler used
Storytelling,
storytelling
narration.
to, exploit.
Remember, I said power and perspective. Power, perspective, two things.
Hmm. Hmm. Amazing, amazing. So, in your book, the Nazis, you talked about Nazis, you connected it with Germany. Is it because you lived there?
Yes, I get information. I can feel it. I can get information from the library. I can do a lot of research. Yes, because I live here, and all my stories, I have published 2 books so far, would be connected from India to Europe. That's the way I traveled.
Okay.
So Europe and India has a lot of connection. It's the old world. There are stories, unbelievable number of stories that has traveled with time. So I want to capture all this in writing.
Wow. Hmm. Eagerly
I've
waiting for
written,
them.
yeah, I've written 2, so more to come.
Hmm. Hmm. Amazing. Many more to come, not just two.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah, yeah. So there was also a mention of Vasuki,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
serpent.
Mm-hmm.
शिव जी के गले में रहते हैं वासुकी. So, do you think there existed a time where humans and serpents coexisted together?
If you look at from what we know, it feels very unrealistic, correct?
Okay.
How can one be half human, half snake? How can that be possible? It's not possible, we feel. And that takes us into the mythological or fantasy realm, correct?
Right.
So I personally believe, from a scientific point of view, how a character is described in the Vedic scripture is that a guy who had snake features or snake attributes to his personality is the one who is half human, half snake. You get my point? If a person or a king is brave, you would call him half human, half.
Lion,
Lion.
maybe.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So
Mhm.
that's how it comes from.
But it's an interesting thing because humans always compare to animals. If you look at Kalaripayattu, again, I have to go back to my previous book. I hope you don't mind. Just
Kalari
No, definitely.
Payattu.
Yeah.
is a martial art in the south of India. So the advanced martial art is Marmakala. Okay, in Marmakala, the martial art, every skill, everything, every action you take is a name given by the animals.
Right.
Okay, so it comes from somewhere there. So it's like it's perfectly possible, but I'm scared to meet a person who's half snake, half human. But it is exciting, I believe. Huh? Why not? It's storytelling again.
Definitely. Definitely. It would be amazing, if we happen to see a half man and half serpent walking down the street.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure. You know, also there is a mention of resurrection in the book, resurrecting Ravan. Do you think that is possible, or would it be possible in some time back?
It is not exactly resurrection is not the right word, I would say.
Okay.
See, with the Ramayan, the story of Ravan didn't did not end. You know what I mean? The with the Ramayan, after the war of Ramayan, the life of Ravan, the story of Ravan continued. So that is captured in my book, The Asura Curse. So Ravan did not die in the Ramayana war. It's written very clearly somewhere, he neither reached heaven or hell. He was in the netherworld. He was, because of what he did or what he went through, he didn't find the salvation, So he is neither in heaven, he lives even today. He's not found as nirvana, or how do you call it? Yeah?
Right.
After death. So it's not resurrection, it's still there. Maybe he's listening to us.
Yeah, we are saying good things about him, not bad. Right. So, we talked about Nazis and we missed a little detail. I think I would like to come to that about the swastik symbol.
Mhm.
You know, talks go on about that Indians use swastik symbols. Are they connected to Nazis? Tell us about the swastik symbol of them and about us.
Swastik symbol is considered very holy in India. They use it even today for housewarming ceremony. They write it on the wall and everything, and any temple or puja they do, correct? And the Nazis is a slightly twisted one. It's not straight, but it's kind of slant. They just took the symbol, and you know what? The Nazis have SS. Have you heard about it? Yes. So the symbol was a skull. Where did they get the skull? From Tibet. So they took the symbols that was pleasing to them. They just used it. Everyone needs a logo. A company needs a logo. So you take anything that is appealing to people. Attention. We need it.
Wow, this is amazing how you put logic into everything. I love listening to that.
Thank you. I mean, that's how it is. That's how I think, isn't it? There must be some logic in there.
Right. So Ravan, you told, Ravana is in Netherlands. Sorry, not Netherlands. I mean, he has not
Netherworld.
Netherworlds, not Netherlands. I'm sorry for the misinformation. So he's in the Netherworlds. Or Hindi we call it lokas. Do you believe in that concept that there are different lokas? Do you believe in that?
Not only in Hindi, actually, it comes from Sanskrit. So there are three lokas: Devaloka, Pathalaloka, and Bhuloka. Three lokas. So if you cannot locate in the map, it's not there, correct? If you can exactly say in the map the GPS location, then it's not there. But this is something you reach. Devaloka, Bhuloka, Pathalaloka. Is it like during life, or is it death, after death? So if it is after death, it's another mystery. After death, where do we go is a mystery that we humans are still trying to discover. We do everything possible to live long or find out what is life after the mystery of death, the mystery of life after death. So I would like to believe that these three lokas were created because we humans need moral compass. We want to know, if we do something good, where do we go? If we do something bad, what happens? So in order to say that, these were created, and I like them.
Right. The mystery of death is amazing. In fact, I recall it from today morning itself. Our placement training was going on.
Yeah.
Our teacher was teaching us binary trees, but we were discussing death. We were discussing where we would go after we die. And the discussion can go on and on death because nobody has seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only near-death experience where people have seen some light coming upon them, but they've tried to find out what happens after that. Well, how can you? Not yet.
Right. Again, how can you believe their experience, until you experience it? And if you experience it, you'll no longer be there to tell it to somebody.
See, we humans, we have grown up, or we've taught in the schools that what you see is what you believe. But we know that there are things in this cosmos that is beyond human eyes can see and feel.
Right.
So there are things beyond one can explain or beyond science can explain. There are things.
Right. Right. Right.
So that we call mystery because we don't know.
Right.
And we call it fantasy because we don't know. We humans are very, strong-headed. We believe what we know is the right thing. But no, we are just one small speck in this cosmos.
Hmm. Very right, very right. We are talking about the fantasies and other worlds. We were also discussing about Gyangunj, if you have heard about it, a village in the, depth of the Himalayas where only, highly spiritual people, it is said that only highly spiritual people are allowed to go there. So there are lots of mysteries in India, in the Himalayas, in Kailasha.
Yes, there are.
Right, right.
The mind, I call it the kingdom of mind. India, Bharat is the kingdom of mind. Okay, so if Roman Empire was built with stones, India was built with mind, isn't it? We are world leaders in that. Our philosophy is modern even today, even for today's people, today's mind. It's extremely modern. That was invented in Rigvedic time. How many thousand years back?
Definitely, definitely. And I would like to appreciate the work you're doing because there are lots of books about Western, philosophies and Western culture in a more, what do you say, modern way, portrayed in a modern way, like magic and all. The Harry Potter series, the famous one. I think India has a lot more stories to tell. It's just the way, again, boils down to storytelling, talking in a way Gen Z understands. So the work you're doing is really amazing.
Thank you. I hope it reaches more, and I hope I can do more books, write more books, and tell more stories.
Definitely, definitely. So it has almost been an hour of us
Oh,
talking, and I can
okay.
keep, and time flies. Like Vemanika, like the flying machine, time flies. So, is there something else you would like to add, or can we sum it up for the today? Because I think you have shared a lot of information, and people need some time to digest that.
Absolutely. Just one thing I want to say. See, human mind was, at least in the current condition, the scientists believe that for 50,000 or more than 50,000 years, our mind is in this particular condition at the moment, the Vedas. You know what I mean? So for 50,000, how much invention must have been taken place? How much do we know? How much is lost? So if we know our past, we would know what to do today and where we are going tomorrow. So the future depends on the past. So you cannot ignore your past and say that I look only at the future. It cannot be. You will not understand where you are today unless you know where you come from.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So this is our identity. So history is something. It is not just dates and events what we learn in school. It is more than that. History is in us. We are writing history as we speak.
mm-hmm,
So I want to tell all your viewers, history is very important. Do not discredit. Give respect to the temples. Understand what is there. Only then you'll think about the future, not just mobile phones. Mobile phones are okay, but that's not the it's not everything. So there was no TV, there was nothing in the past, and people used to sit and look at the sky and they discovered so many things. So
mm-hmm. Wow, right, right,
yeah, so
right.
that's all. That's all matters. So
So,
spend less
so
time,
if
read more, read more.
read
So,
more, yeah.
and if you have a minute, I would say one more thing I
Sure,
would like to your
you can.
viewers, read fiction because fiction
Okay.
tells things that non-fiction doesn't. Fiction concentrates on the gray area. Fiction asks questions that non-fiction cannot. Okay, so read fiction.
Wow. I believe in fiction, uh, there are lots of things that can be learnt in between the two lines, in the pauses. That is not there in non-fiction books. In
Exactly.
non-fiction books, everything is as it is. But in fiction, you can have a lot of interpretations.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. So you should have an eclectic mix, okay? Not just fiction, not just non-fiction. You should have a mix. You should read fiction for some reason. What fiction does non-fiction cannot do. What non-fiction does fiction cannot do. So you need to read different kinds of books. Don't just stick to one kind of book. Don't just read how to be rich, how to be billionaire. That's fine, but you need to more for your mind and brain and to understand yourself. It's very important.
Right, right. Come out of Rich Dad and Poor Dad and read Asura's Curse as well.
Exactly.
Right. Whatever you said about history, it makes sense. I believe if I can put it in one line, it would be, learners of past are the conquerors of future.
Exactly. You understand where you come from, then you know where you're going.
Right. Definitely makes sense. So before we conclude the conversation, I would like to have one piece of advice. We are starting this like whenever we'll invite any guest. At the end, we'll ask for a piece of advice. It can be a generalized advice, or it can be you can be specific, but just a piece of advice from your life, whatever life you have seen until now. One piece of advice.
Whatever I've learned till now, okay? I left India many years back and I've been traveling a lot. I've lived in different parts of Middle East, different parts of Europe. But it is very important for me not to forget my roots. Never forget your roots. Understand where you're coming from. Understand that makes you click in how you make decisions today. To always go back to roots. So go back to your roots. Respect your roots. Understand your roots. That'll help you a lot. It'll help you be a better human being. That's what I would say. No matter where you live, no matter which country you live, read, read, read different kinds of book. That's what I
That's
would
a
say.
beautiful advice. That's a beautiful advice. I think everyone will learn a lot from this 1 hour conversation. I hope you had a good time. I had
I
an
had a
amazing
great
time.
I had a great time talking to you. And to all your viewers, how do you say in Rajasthan, Rajasthani language, how do you say bye? How do you say good luck? How do you say?
Hey, how do we say bye in Rajasthan?
Oh,
I'm sorry, I'm forgetting it now. I have my friends here. I'm asking them. See, we greet with Khamma Gani, but
what?
how do we say bye? Khamma Gani.
Kammadani.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other person replies with Gamma Gani, right? Khamma Gani only. Okay. Something like that only. People will people will comment so bad that you live in Rajasthan and you do not know it. But I don't know what we say when we say bye. Wow. I should search, no?
So I wish everybody. Yes, I wish all the best and great fun. Enjoy. Have a good.
Have a
Yeah,
good
we can say Ram Ram. We can say Ram Ram.
Ram Ram.
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram.
Ram.
Or Ravan
I must say,
Ravan? You can't say?
oh, you can say Raman Raman as well. I mean, why not? He was a great scholar.
Yes. Or Shiva
Hmm.
Shiva. That would be
Shiva
great.
Shiva. Om Namah Shiva. I bow to Shiva in all of you.
Yes. Namaste.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was amazing talking to you.
It was great. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Pleasure is all mine.
Okay.